So I wasn't sure if I should film this video. I was kind of nervous. The title, I wasn't sure, but then I was like, whatever, we need this information out there. There's not enough information on YouTube. I try to research, but not enough out there and not enough on the internet. So yes, I'm gonna just go ahead and make this video for you guys. And hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, if you're new here, welcome, join us. We talk about everything skincare, hair care, we do DIYs, all of it. Join us. And yes, we're here to educate each other. Today's video is about, do black people need sunscreen? Yes. Do black people need sunscreen? Simple answer, yes we do. But I'm here to break it down for you. I don't know, I had to do this because for my friends and family, they always be asking me and question me why I buy sunscreen, why I use sunscreen. Are you wearing sunscreen? Why you? Yes, but we still burn and we still age, and the 80% of aging really comes from the sun. I thought melanin was enough protection from the sun. You don't need SPF, do you? You're black. Even though I have melanin, I still need sunscreen. And yes, more melanin is more protection, but it's not enough protection. So I got facts for you. Yes, black people, people of color, colored people, whether you're Hispanic, Indian, black, light skin, dark skin, we all need sunscreen. Yes. So if you want to learn a little bit about sunscreen, the science behind sunscreen, the myths, why people of color should wear sunscreen, why everybody should wear sunscreen, stay tuned and keep on watching. Grab a cup of tea or wine, whatever is your preference. It's gonna be a longer video. I will create some timestamps as usual, but yes, it's a longer video because I want to make a full breakdown why you need sunscreen. So honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I used to be one of those people who think they don't need black people don't need sunscreen, but I was actually wrong. Honestly, my mom was the first person who introduced sunscreen to me. My first beauty product was, besides Vaseline and lotion, my first beauty product was sunscreen. My mom used to always apply sunscreen on me and my siblings because we used to travel a lot. We used to travel a lot to Africa and Kenya, and the sun there's beaming. But I also grew up in Sweden, and the sun in Sweden is more damaging because the ozone layer is thinner. So yes, my mom, she made sure we were protected. Okay, so enough of me talking and let's get into the video, and let's start about the different myths that us colored people or everybody have about us wearing sunscreen. So the first myth is sun doesn't damage dark-skinned people. Well, the sun damage, including sunburns, affects all skin colors. Darkly pigmented skin has the same number of cells that gives off pigmented as light-skinned people. However, the melanocytes, I can't pronounce it, melanocytes or cell that makes melanin, the substance that gives off skin of color, work differently in different skin types. In pigmented skin, those cells make more melanin and have bigger clumps. This melanin absorbs the sun's rays before they damage the skin's DNA. So the more melanin you have, the longer it takes it to reach your DNA. So in contrast, what I mean is, in a light-colored skin, these melanocytes make fewer and smaller clumps of pigments. That makes it easier for the sunlight to go and damage your DNA cells. It's like an umbrella with a bunch of holes in it. The lighter skin you have, the more holes you have in your umbrella. At any time you get sunburn, anytime you get sunburn, that's a sign of damage on your DNA. and it's an insult to your body. So even though we get these nice tans and stuff, just know you're damaging your DNA. It's trying to make by making you being tanned and damaging your DNA, it's trying to make an umbrella with fewer holes, and that's why you get that pigment, that color, when you get sun. Darker skinned people may not visibly show these signs of damage, but the more melanin you have, the darker you have, the more protection you have, but it's not 100% safe, and it also damages your skin, obviously, because it still will come through, but it's slower it's slower for the darker people than for the lighter skinned people. So when the sunlight penetrates cells, UV radiation damages the cell's DNA, which compromise the body's basic blueprint for growing new cells and structures. As a result, you get an overgrowth of atypical cells that the body is less equipped to recognize and destroy. And guys, this is what is called cancer. It's cancer. So yeah, the rapid unchecked growth of atypical cells is not good. You have to get your checkup if you see some changes on your skin. So the next myth is people with dark skin don't need to wear sunscreen. As I mentioned before, sunscreen provides added protection against the UV rays that damages your skin and causes skin cancer, and is recommended for all skin types. Whether you are light, dark, in between, everybody should wear sunscreen. Sunscreen increases the skin's natural resistance to damage by absorbed of reflecting sunlight. And another myth is skin cancer in people of color is less common. It's true. Skin cancer is more common with those of lighter skin, but people of color are more likely to die from it. That's because they often don't diagnose it until the later stage in their life. The rate of skin cancer diagnosis is proportional to the pigment in the skin. So that explains why 1 to 2% of all skin cancer occur in blacks, 2 to 4% occurs in Asians, and 4 to 5% occurs in Hispanics. However, many darker skinned patients think they won't get skin cancer. So by the time they see a provider for a suspicious spot, the cancer is more advanced and difficult to treat. And this is why it's very important, and I recommend to you to consult with your physician if you see some rapid changes on your skin. Yeah, please go get it checked. The next myth that honestly annoys me, that I always debate with my friends, is that sunscreen causes skin cancer. No! These conclusions come incorrectly from studies where individuals who use sunscreen had a higher risk of skin cancer. Basically, that's all, and including melanoma. This false association was made because the individual who made this study used sunscreen were the same ones who were traveling into sunnier places, sunnier locations and climates, and sunburning. And in other words, it was a higher amount of sun exposure, and it was not the sunscreen that caused the cancer. It was actually the exposure to the sun. So the study was totally false. There are many studies out there that proves that sunscreen doesn't cause skin cancer. And another myth is that one online article claims that sunscreen is actually poisoning people. Is this true? I don't think it is. There is no evidence that sunscreen is poisoning. So enough about the myths. Now let's get into the actually facts about this video, and let's start with what is melanin. So what is melanin? Melanin is a term used to describe a large group of related molecules responsible for many biological functions, including pigmentation of the skin and hair and photoprotection of the skin and the eye. In humans, melanin exists in three forms: eomelanin, which is subdivided further into black and brown forms, pheomelanin, and neuromelanin. So the function. In its various forms, melanin fulfills a variety of biological functions, including skin and hair pigmentation and photoprotection of the skin and the eye. Pigmentation of the skin results from accumulation of melanin-containing melanosomes in the basal layer of the epidermis. The differences in skin pigmentation result both from the relative ratio of eomelanin brown-black to pheomelanin yellow-red, as well as the number of melanosomes within melanocytes. Pheomelanin accounts for the pinkish skin consisting the lips, nipples, vagina, and glands of the penis. In general, lightly pigmented skins tends to contain melanocytes with clusters of 2 to 3 melanosomes, whereas darkly pigmented skin tends to contain individual melanosomes, which can melanize neighboring keratocytes more readily. The overall melanin density correlates with the darkness of the skin as well as the Fitzpatrick skin type. Excuse my pronunciation, I really tried for you guys. The science behind sunscreen. Well, there are two main types of ultraviolet radiation: UVA and UVB. UVB triggers the production of new melanin pigment and stimulates cells that produce a thicker epidermis, resulting into long-lasting tan. It also is the main cause of sunburn. And that is the one that a lot of people like, you know, when you get a nice tan and stuff. That's the UV burn that burnt your ass. And the other radiation is UVA. UVA activates melanin pigment already in the skin to produce a short term of tan. UVA penetrates more deeply into the skin than the UVB and can cause long-term skin damages and premature aging. So what I do is I be thinking that UVB equals burn and UVA equals aging. We obviously want to protect ourselves from both burn and aging, right? There are two main types of sunscreens available out there: chemicals and mineral. Many new products do a combinations of both. Usually chemical sunscreen fits best for us colored people, because mineral sunscreen usually leaves a white casket, but there are some mineral sunscreen that have like more pigmented in it, like for example this one from Color Science. It's like a little, let me show you. So it's like a little BB cream or CC, or I don't know, foundation, but it has like colored pigment in it, so it won't leave a white casket. Chemical sunscreens absorb the UV radiation and converts it into heat, which is then released from the skin. And common examples include octisalate and avobenzone. Here's an example of one of my favorite chemical sunscreen from Dermalogica. Mineral sunscreen usually acts as a screen. So it's like a casket screen that's protecting you from the UV radiation in order to protect the skin. A common example includes zinc oxide and titanium oxide, and this is an example of a chemical sunscreen. So there are several key terms that are used on the sunscreen packaging that you should familiar yourself with. So water resistant, maintain sunburn protection 40 minutes after water exposure. That's what it usually claims. And then there's a once a day protection. Although some sunscreen claims that they provide an all-day protection, it's still recommended that you reapply your sunscreen throughout the day at least twice. And then there is also broad spectrum protection, which I usually look for in sunscreen when I look for sunscreen. That means it's protecting you from both UVA and UVB. Yeah, like UVA aging, UVB burn. So that's my favorite that I look for. And then also sun protection factor, which is usually on all packages, but that means it's SPF. And then you should also look for the expiration date, which is very important. Most sunscreen have a shelf of between 12 and 18 months after opening. Storing sunscreen in high temperature or direct sunlight can cause a decrease in its shelf life though, which is good to know. So you might call me a collector of sunscreen, but here are some of my favorite sunscreen that I want to share with you guys that works well on people of color, like me, like you, like whatever, I don't know what I'm saying. But yes, here are some of my favorite sunscreen that I'm here to show you. So let's start with my favorite one, and my favorite one is this one from Dermalogica. It's very lightweight and it's a chemical sunscreen, I think. It helps shield against dark spots, which we like. And it looks really nice. It blends really nicely. It's pretty lightweight and it really makes me glow. And it's SPF 50, which I love. And it is UVA broad spectrum. Yes, it's a broad spectrum sunscreen which protects us with both UVA and UVB. And also I forgot to mention that I will leave all these recommendation on my sunscreen in the description box if you would like to purchase, or if you're interested. I'm not sponsored, but. So my next favorite sunscreen is this one from Nivea. It's not really sold in any US stores, but you can find it on Amazon. I really love this SPF, like it really makes you glow. No white casket, it's like a gel, water gel, and it is SPF 50, which we love. Other one is also another Asian. I don't know if it's Japanese or Korean, but you can't find this in the US stores either, but you can find it on Amazon, and it's called Skin Aqua Gel. Oh my god, I just love how it applies on my skin so easily, and it makes you glow. No white casket, that are all I'll be looking for, like no white cast, and if it's gonna look good under makeup, I love this one. Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. Another one is this one is also beautiful. It's also a Korean, I think it's Korean or Japanese. You can find this on Amazon as well. It's not really in any US stores. Let me know if you find it in other places. Any recommendation, please leave any comments in the please leave any comments so we could like help each other. Now, from regular SPF that you can find in stores, one is from Supergoop SPF 40. The labeling is gone. This one is pretty good. It's broad spectrum. It's SPF 40. It is water resistant for 40 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, I have dry skin, so I didn't really love this. I just love how it easily blends on my skin, but it makes me matte. It leaves your skin matte. I don't like matte. I want to glow. So no. So this one is not, I use this one when I'm just at home chilling. So another one that is also from Supergoop. It is a broad spectrum 40. This one is better. It's glow screen, so you glow with this one. And this formula hydrates you. And it's also makeup gripping, so it's great for under makeup, and it also has some pigment on it. So I believe it's a mineral sunscreen. I'm not sure if it's mineral or chemical, but I think it's all mineral. Yeah. I haven't used this so much. I plan to use this under makeup, I guess, when I leave the house, but yeah. Mineral sunscreen that I mentioned before is this one from Color Science. This one is also great for under makeup. It's SPF 50, and this one, like, yeah, it really protects you. That I got from gifted from Blue Lean, it is SPF 21. Now let's talk about that. SPF, if it's under 30, I don't recommend you to buy it, honestly. Don't buy. But studies shows that SPF over 30 is not going to protect you that much more than SPF 30. But don't like, what's the point? Don't purchase an SPF 15 or SPF 21. Like, why? You'd want to feel like good, confident, like, yes, my skin is protected, right? That's what we're going for. Thank you so much for watching the whole video. If you got this far in the video, congratulations. Now you know everything about sunscreen and how it helps protect you even if you are a skin of color. This video is not only for Black people, it's for anyone, and especially people of skin of color. And if you want to know more about my skincare routine, how I like to glow and stuff, you can watch my next video that I'll put. And I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.